We always tag this tribunal as a kangaroo tribunal and not tribunal at all, because we don't even confess the existence of this government. The man who was appointed as a defense counsel, also appointed by Jamaat-e-Islami, actually, because we call this tribunal is a Jamaati tribunal. Awami League always considered India as a friend of Bangladesh, and every Bangladeshi should consider India like this. This is what India should be tagged as.
A massive verdict against Sheikh Hasina, exiled and former Bangladesh Prime Minister. But what does it mean for India? What are the implications? Barrister and solicitor Nijhoom Majumder joins me for more on this. Thank you so much for joining me. He's the spokesperson of the Awami League as well. Mr. Majumder, this is a massive verdict, but what does the Awami League make of it?
It might be massive for the opponent who are actually conducting these sorts of kangaroo tribunal. But to Awami League, we always tag this tribunal as a kangaroo tribunal and not tribunal at all, because we don't even confess the existence of this government, because we consider this government as illegal. They came into power just outside the constitutional process. So whatever they do under this arrangement, beyond this constitutional legitimacy, we don't actually care about the what verdict they gave or whatever it is. We don't care about this.
Okay.
But obviously, one thing should be noted, that even let's say for the sake of the argument that okay, this is a tribunal they have conducting, and we are not against the tribunal. We are not against any allegation. If it comes to us, it's fine. But the way this tribunal was formed, the way it conducted its procedure, it's just a farcical tribunal. It's not tribunal at all, because we were not even given chance to appoint our own lawyer by our own choice. We were not even given any chance to say anything on behalf of us. There was no security. Even a novel a novel book was produced as evidence in this tribunal. Have you ever heard a novel or a book can be considered as evidence in any sort of tribunal like this? And
that's
last of all,
this
yes. And I don't know whether you have heard one of the famous novelists in Bangladesh, Humayun Ahmed. His book was used as evidence. It is not even interesting. It is quite, I would say, I never heard in my whole career that a novel can be used as evidence in these sorts of tribunal where a serious allegation is being tried here.
All right, we're looking at very serious charges that you're making. You're saying that that nobody from Awami League was allowed to appoint a lawyer, that Sheikh Hasina was not even allowed a decent hearing, which means because if she's not appointing her lawyer to defend herself, she's not getting a decent and a fair hearing.
No, I can remember that Zedai Khan Panna, one of our senior lawyer, he wanted to join this session, this court, as a Prime Minister's lawyer, and he was denied there. They said it's too late. We don't know what does that mean. It's too late. And even the man who was appointed as a defense counsel, also appointed by Jamaat-e-Islami, actually, because we call this tribunal is a Jamaati tribunal.
Tribunal যে রায় দিয়েছে সেই রায়টাকে মেনে নিয়ে আমার বক্তব্য হলো এই যে এই রায়টা ভিন্নভাবে হইলেও হইতে পারতো, হয়নি, যেটা আমার বিপক্ষে গিয়েছে। সেজন্য আমি ক্ষুব্ধ, আমার ভিতরে কষ্ট লালন করতেছি। এর বাইরে আমার কিছু বক্তব্য নেই।
this man who is who was so-called lawyer of our PM, he cannot even utter the word penal code. He said penal code. I mean, even he doesn't know what penal code is. He never practiced law in Bangladesh. He was an assistant in a chamber. We know about him. So that man was appointed as a Sheikh Hasina's lawyer, and even I don't know whether you were aware or not, that a leaked video revealed that he was telling the judges that he is also want to apply for or say that Sheikh Hasina should be hanged, but he cannot say it because he's a defense lawyer. So when a lawyer saying that he will pray for death penalty for Sheikh Hasina, and he is a defense lawyer too, then you can understand that what sorts of tribunal it is. We can talk about equality of arms. We can talk about procedure, ICCPR, and lots of legal jargon. We can talk about all the legal theories and stuff. But I think it is just a waste of our time. If it is a tribunal at all, I could say a lot of things about the legal provision, right. And this is not a tribunal at all.
But Mr. Majumder, the problems for Sheikh Hasina will not end anytime soon. It is only going to get bigger, graver, and there could be implications for India. How are you looking at the extradition treaty between New Delhi and Dhaka, and how could that impact Sheikh Hasina's stay in New Delhi?
Well, before going to that topic, I would say that Bangladesh is in the verge of civil war. I would say formally the civil war has begun today, because I'm telling it for quite some time that Bangladesh is actually facing a civil war, and it has started today, if I'm not wrong. Number one. And number two, as you said, the extradition treaty with India. India has a discretionary power. If you go through the whole treaty, you will see that India has their own discretion. And if there is any political vendetta, political trial or tribunal, or it is a tribunal of, as I said, political vendetta, India will is not in a position to hand over any person to the authority, because obviously it is a political tribunal and India has a discretion on that.
Well, that's absolutely right. And also, I have been saying this, that for India, Awami League is very important. Bangladesh without Awami League will never be pro-India or will look at India's interests. And we are already seeing that ever since Sheikh Hasina has had to leave the country. Having said that, for India, things could get very difficult with the Bangladeshi regime, the current regime. And should there be elections and Awami League does not get to participate, it will only get worse. What should India really do in terms of how to navigate the space with a Bangladesh without Awami League?
Well, I would say in different way. When you say that Awami League is a pro-Indian or like this, I would say that Awami League always consider India as a friend of Bangladesh, and every Bangladeshi should consider India like this. This is what India should be tagged as. So when you say that India, what India will do on that scenario, I think India is a country who believe in justice, who believe in a legal order. So even if it is not Awami League, even if it is any other party who are being subjected to this political vendetta, I expect India will talk about this. So it's nothing different in the matter of Awami League, because these, as I said, this tribunal didn't follow any international standard, nothing. Even domestic standard was not followed. So India has a obviously, I'm expecting India will send a strong message that this tribunal was not up to the standard. And regarding the upcoming election, India already gave their verdict. India already said, quite a few times they said that India wants a inclusive election in Bangladesh. They want a inclusive and fair election. And I'm quite sure this is the right position India has taken, that India want to see Bangladesh as a peaceful and a country who abide by the constitution, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Just asking you, as somebody who's been a very important part of Sheikh Hasina's inner circle, has there been a moment, or was there a moment when she came to Delhi that she considered any other country where there is no extradition treaty, where the weight of that country is such that Dhaka would not pressurize Sheikh Hasina or the country to extradite Sheikh Hasina, like the UAE or maybe a European country? Was there any consideration in these many months?
I don't know. This is a hypothetical question. So my position would be the same. I think wherever, I mean, even she is in Dubai or any other country, I mean, if any country sees these sorts of tribunal, the tribunal full of vengeance, the tribunal full of political vendetta, I think any sensible country, any sensible head of the state will never allow any of their guests to hand over their guests to this authority who didn't even follow the standard of the tribunal. So I think the answer will be the same. So it is not different. It wouldn't be different than India. India, as I say, that India is believe in justice, believe in a real legal system. When I say real legal system, it is without political vendetta and vengeance. So the result would have been same. I think any sensible country would not hand over Sheikh Hasina to this authority.
Right. Master Majumder,
yeah.
also one interesting part of that entire trial verdict hearing that we saw was a very specific statement made on Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Mukti Bahini, and where they called the army, the glorious army against which Sheikh Mujibur Rahman had come up with Mukti Bahini. Clearly, they were talking about the Pak army and hailing the Pakistani army here.
Well, since 5th of August, you can see that Bangladesh had never a good tie with Pakistan since 1971 war. As you can see that the Pakistani Navy came probably after 54 years of the independence. In fact, in our whole lifetime, we never observed this sorts of situation when ISI agents, military officials, even Lashkar-e-Toiba or other terrorist organization is coming to Bangladesh for different sorts of reasons, different reasons they're coming to Bangladesh. And the ties between Pakistani armies and Bangladesh armies at this moment, it is no wonder to me that these sorts of comments actually. So yeah.
All right. Again, finally, let me just ask you, what is it that the next course of action for Awami League, or particularly Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the Home Minister, the former Home Minister Awami-League, what's the next course of action from here?
We already called for, because today was our scheduled shutdown program and it is going on. We haven't announced our next protest schedule. Obviously, Awami League will continue the protest we have started since, the 13th of November, we had a big protest lockdown and it was successful. People joined, and people all over the Bangladesh, they joined with this procession, this protest, and mass people are very much upset. They understand that whatever they did in last July was a mistake. Many people, young or other country people, they actually now understand what mistake they have done. This country is going to, somewhere that is it is just a mess. So Bangladesh Awami League will announce their protest schedule, and I hope this will work.
Finally, again, before I let you go, you think the country is headed to civil war? What's the role of the army here?
Well, army's role was quite dubious, as you can see, and I already told many times that Waker-uz-Zaman has taken this country in the verge of civil war. I don't have any more expectation from him. I don't know what they're gonna do, because the way the country is running and the way army is behaving is quite upsetting. So I don't have any real expectation from them, and I'm not sure about their role, what they're gonna do in near future.
Does Sheikh Hasina feel betrayed by the army chief?
Well, as she never told this in the media, so I would rather not telling anything about it.
Okay, on that note, Pastor Majumder, thank you so much for joining us and giving us not just a perspective but also what is to come in Bangladesh, and you're saying it's headed to a civil war. Thank you.